Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, as you can see, working on a very fancy looking wireless mouse. So the issue is that the left mouse button is double clicking when it should be single clicking. So the fix is actually relatively easy. All you gotta really do is replace the button underneath there. Now why that's happening is because basically the button is wearing out after a long period of use, and so it needs a new one. So here I'm doing hand motions you guys can't see. But to get this mouse apart, you got to take off these tabs. All of these little things that make it easier for the mouse to go across the desk. That is what needs to come off. So I'm going to start off by taking the battery out and also have the connector. Best way to get them off is with some heat and being careful. I might even use maybe my pry tool instead, since it looks like the developers of this particular mouse model for Logitech specifically thought about having a way to remove them, which is quite nice. There you go. So as you can see, there's two screws there. I'm just going to put those stickers aside. There should be a screw here, and I expect there to be a screw there. Can't use the one that I'm used to using for taking phones apart. That's my PH000. I got to use a size bigger than that. I don't want to cause any damage to the screws if possible, so best to try one that's a pretty strong fit, not just loosely fitting. That one's perfect. That one's a PH1. I don't think with any mouse that I've ever worked on for doing replacements, the screws haven't been different. I do try to keep an eye on it though, just in case. There we go. Nice. May as well just take this out. Now is a good idea to use pliers when you're pulling these out. Sometimes, well, many times I'd say you can usually get away with just pulling on the wires, but it's not really a good idea. You don't want to pull on the connector itself. I mean the female adapter. You want to pull out the male adapter. You're just going to wiggle it back and forth. That's not working. They do have a little bit of it's just a really wide connector. There we go. Put that to the side. So this right here is the one we're looking to change. It's an Omron switch. Now what I have, I don't believe are Omrons. I've been told that the Omron switches are not nearly as good as, I think they're called Kythe switches. That's what I have been using of late. They seem to be pretty good. Let's see if I can show you what it says there. There you go. I gotta go and get the rest of these screws out, and then we gotta desolder this. Just that one switch there. And I would like to get off as much plastic as I can from here. I think I have to even desolder maybe these wires here as well, unless this whole chunk comes out as one piece. Still, I would prefer the plastic not be there. So there's screws on both sides of this little guy right here. So I got to figure out how to get this out, because all it is doing as I try to get it out is it lifts the whole thing, and it is connected underneath. So that's come away. That's nice. Yeah, well, this needs to come out. What's this? Maybe it'll come out now. That part is. So will the rest. Nice. Okay, so we've now got access. 4 more screws to go. Maybe once I get this... Oh, do you see those little guys? There are some springs. Drop that one there. Where did that come from? Oh, where did that come from? I know where the spring came from. Let's put this here. I don't know where this round thing came from. Oh, of course. Okay. It's all good. Everything's all good. Oh, man. Okay, now I know. I'm going to need to take these silicone things off. Are they covering up a button? Is that a... No. It looks like it's supposed to be a button. Maybe it's a pressure sensor. They're going right through the board. They're really holding them in place. Well, it is a button. Kind of like a game controller, actually. Now the reason why I got to take these out is if I don't, they're just going to melt when I start applying heat to the board. I got to take these ones out as well, which means that this probably is going to come out. There it is. So at this point, the board should come out. The thing is, though, that there is some things that are soldered in here. I'm not sure if it matters. All I care about is that it can all come out as one piece there. I'd still like to remove the battery compartment. Yeah. And I got another 2 cables that need to be desoldered. So I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone just so that I can remember which goes where. May as well pull this out now. Nice. Okay, I'm going to get those desoldered, and I'm going to heat up the board a little bit, but I can't use the heat gun completely because if I do, this sensor is going to fall out, and I really don't want to deal with that. So all I'm going to do is just heat up the board enough to go and add some more leaded solder to these joints, and then after that I can just use a wick to wick those up. I think I'm ready. I'm going to grab one of these creatures here, and we're going to move over to the soldering desk. So I forgot to go and start recording on my microscope camera, which really is annoying. But yeah, I've more or less got these all out. I'm having some difficulties wicking the rest out of here. It really does not want to get that last bit out. The board's gotten pretty cold too. Just there's a speck, as you can see at the top there, of that one joint. It just is, it's just refusing to wick out on this one. Well, I'm on both of them, but yeah. My board holder is rebelling against me. I wonder if I have my solder sucker somewhere. I haven't used it in a while. For me to use this, though, I got to heat the board up. There we have it. Did it work? It did not. Try again. It's a bit better. There we go, nice and clean. All right, let's see if that does the trick. I don't think they're completely out, but I think it's better than it was. Let me see if I can show you guys. I got the camera is flipped around right now so that it can more easily pick up my voice. So I'm not switching around right now. It's anyways, I'm just clipping it with a pair of snips. I'm taking it all apart. Yeah, well, I clipped that one in half and it just pulled right out. So there's that one. I don't think it's going to be as easy with those other two, but because of the fact that they're so close together, I might be able to just heat them up and pull it out, which I'm not going to be able to show on camera, as I'm gonna have to go and put it right against my chest just so I have a bit of an extra grip. I should have done this in the first place. I filled them up back with soldering paste. I filled them back up with solder and then pulled it out, and that worked pretty darn good. Just got to clear out those holes. Again. There we go. Did I clean those out completely? Are they cleaned out? No, this one's not fully cleaned out. Maybe I can flip it and I can clean out the other side. I don't think I can. I just have to heat it up and hope for the best. So, I'm just going to be putting this in, and I'm going to have to heat up that one hole there, but the other ones are fine. And since there is already solder in there, I'm pondering whether or not to just fill the hole up, just to make it a little easier to get heat going into that particular joint. Okay, that should do it. You guys can't really see what I'm doing, but I gotta change that. Find a better spot for my camera. So here it is. There it is on the bottom. I'm just gonna flip it over. The other two holes are clear. This one I just couldn't get there clear, so I'm just getting that, make sure it's good and liquid, making sure it's flush with the board. There, it pulled through. Let's go back underneath the microscope. I don't really think this needs flux, but I'm gonna do flux. Just a little bit. Make sure that those holes are nicely filled up. Soldering done, let's get her back together. Just gotta clean this up before it cools down. we're back at the shop desk, standing desk, whatever you want to call this desk. I need to line up this switch right here. That's the on-off switch. And it's this little guy right here that goes back and forth. So I need to get this in first. So close. There. 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 Oh, finally. Now, is this little bit here in its proper place? Yes, it is. Put the ribbon cable in. There. That's done. I'm going to start off first with putting the battery compartment back in. I'll just get it out of the way so it's not flopping all over the place. What I want to start on to at this point is to get those little guys back into place. Oh no. I think I actually have to pull them through the little rubber feet at the bottom. I do. It's annoying. Good, that's nice and down there proper. I learned from the other side, pull the bottoms, the ones that are furthest in, down first, then pull the ones closest to the edge of the board second. That did the trick quite well. So those are now in. I can put the caps back on. Almost forgot to put those two springs back in. Let's get those back in. Well, I'm extremely unhappy about this, but I've lost a spring and I have no idea where it's gone. It's not the most craziest, most terrible thing in the world for it to disappear on you, but I am pretty gutted that that's gone and disappeared. It went on the floor and now it is gone. So I need to get this into place, and I think I might even have to press that spring down in advance just to, maybe not? No? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, it seems to be working fine without that second spring anyways. You're likely doing it at least in part because of symmetry. Because this little piece of plastic actually sits right on top of the button itself, and it just needs something to lift it up a little bit. Even then, it doesn't really. But yeah, let's get those screws. Oh my, you know what I forgot to do? I gotta put those screws in first. Let's try not to lose that spring. So these screws need to go into here, like one there and there's one there, and I gotta put in a screw right there as well. Okay, there we have it. That's doing what it's supposed to be doing. This goes right in here. Now it's held in properly. Finally, we just got to put this back in place. This goes into there. Is there anything else I'm missing? Doesn't look like it. Now let's put this back together. I still need to test this after all is said and done as well. Okay, that's all good. Now we're gonna go back to getting these stickers in place. Now, what I found works very well to get these back in place is you heat this plastic up initially, and you're gonna also wanna heat this up, and it'll allow it to go in very well. I'm just trying to prevent the sticker from at all staying up because it looks warped, and it is, but it's not permanent. So I'm gonna start off from the right side there. And then I'm going to put this in like that. Then I'm going to heat it up. That should be good. Doesn't need to be like extremely hot to the touch, just relatively warm to the touch. And just give it a good rub there. Looks good. Next. Rinse and repeat. Okay, that's all together. Let's test it. All I really care about is just seeing to make sure that one, the mouse still moves, that it still connects to the computer, and finally that it doesn't double click when you click once, just clicks once, and it'll still double click when you want it to double click. That's all that's important. It's not working great on my rubber pad, but there it is right there. And now this is a great way. If you click twice, it'll do this. Here's a really rapid left click. So I'm just clicking once. You see that? And it's doing exactly what it is supposed to be doing. There you have it, guys. It is working. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be. Let's turn that off. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.